everyone, and happy 4th of July weekend coming up around the corner. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be a replay show, a best of. So I wanted to say happy 4th of July, Independence Day for everybody out there. Hi to everybody out there on Facebook land. We're live out there. We're going to share the show right afterwards. And I am excited about bringing on my first guest. They've been on with me now several times. I have with me Howard Farkash and Javier Bravo, and they are the principals of Bravo Insurance. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourselves, what we're going to talk about today. I love that you guys are all independent out. Look at you, and happy 4th of July to both of you guys too.
Happy 4th of July to you.
And back to you the same.
Thank you.
Exactly.
So, Havie and Howie show started several months ago, and Howie and I put this together to help people learn about financial literacy, about insurance, life insurance, annuities, things like that.
You know what? Here, what I did not say, and I'll say it now. Havie and Howie are going to have their own show one day, but right now what they're doing is they've been coming on my show now at least the first Thursday of every month at noon, and you guys can tune in and hear. Learn about this. This information is very important for people out there, and a plethora of information, but also that what I love about what you do is because you have so much information, you also bring props. I just love the way you do things. So, talk a little bit about yourselves, what we're going to talk about today.
Well, Howie, why don't you start with this?
Okay, basically we're here today to talk to you about something that we haven't talked about in previous editions of this show, basically. What we're going to talk about is mortgage protection insurance, which is a form of life insurance. And of course, I must remind you that anything we say is meant for educational purposes only. It should not be taken as a recommendation or specific advice for you. When we do advise people, we get to know them very, very well, so that we do the right solution for their particular situation.
I must tell you, I've been working a little bit closely with you myself because some of the other products that we've talked about before, which I'm sure you'll probably bring up a little bit, but I also was interested in and sat down and talked. What I love about how you work is how closely you try to get to know your clients so that you truly understand them. And I mean, boy, do you really walk in and really hold their hands through the whole thing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that because we really, truly want to know what you tick, what drives you, what you need for the future.
Right.
So we want to do the right job now so it works for you later.
And it's not just an insurance policy. It's so much more, way, way more. And today you're talking about mortgage insurance. Does everybody just automatically know to do that or even do it?
No. Quite candidly, a lot of people forget to do about that, and the problem that sets up is you've gone ahead and made your investment in your home, and you're making your payments on a monthly basis, and then something bad happens. One of our mottos is we make things go better when things go bad, and a mortgage protection insurance certainly will be able to do that. What it does, it pays off the balance in case there's a death, or it pays a certain amount of money on a regular ongoing basis for critical illness, critical injury, and critical illness, critical injury, and chronic illness, basically. So that's the important thing. What this protects you from is not having to move out of your home because something has happened to the breadwinner, basically. That's what we try to protect against.
Wow, I had no idea that they even had that.
Yeah, and it's very important to have that because, the 5 Ds of mortgage are that your mortgage can falter or go into foreclosure due to death, disease, drugs is in there, denial of further education and financial responsibilities that you have, that you lose your money, your income, things like that come into play that you don't realize. Like right now, the pandemic, a lot of people are losing their life insurance because they're not paying it, because they have other bills that take precedence. But some of our carriers actually waive the premiums during this time period.
Well, what I know about you is that you have about 72
Carriers,
different carriers that you work with. And so I think what is important is they need to call you and talk to you and have that conversation with you. Everybody's got a different story,
That's right.
and everybody's got a different need. And this information is wonderful. Go ahead.
So we go ahead and put a strategy in place based upon the types of products that are available. There's the old style, kind that's been around for a long, long time, and that is the type that only pays in the case of death, basically. That's what that's all about. Then there's the kind I mentioned earlier, which has the living benefits attached to it. And finally, there's a type of insurance that has a little more permanency to it. So you pay on the mortgage, you pay on the insurance for, say, about 20 or 25 years. You then receive your money back on the insurance and use that to pay down the mortgage even further, basically.
Wow, I mean, it sounds like a great product.
This is not a do-it-yourself item. You really do need to understand the various strategies that can be applied.
I'm gonna say this, if this is okay, we have no choice, I'm just gonna do it. You've been around for a long time.
Oh, that hurts.
Happy birthday, by the way, last week.
You have been, but I say this because you've seen this industry come a long way.
Oh, absolutely.
And what do you think about the different products?
Well, that's neat that the industry, although it did so slowly, is now really offering products that bring a lot of value to a consumer, basically. That's the important thing, to bring value to our consumers, to let them know what their options happen to be. We don't want them to buy the old type, we don't want them to buy the new type, we want them to buy the right type.
The right type, and exactly, you don't know what's right for you until you sit down and talk with them. Now, you work with people, you do free consultations.
That's correct.
Okay, and the phone number to call them direct, it's 480-316-7862. You could, they have a Facebook page, and we're gonna get out that website one of these days, we're gonna bring that up one time, but your
Sure.
Facebook page is where they can check you out too.
And we want to do that website right, that's why it's coming along
Yeah,
slowly.
and that's okay, and that's one thing I know about, I love that you said that, because one thing about them, they wanna do everything right, and that's how you do it with your clients too. It's not just this, it's not just a show, it's everything, and when you do one thing, the way you do it is the way you do everything.
Excellence in daily living, absolutely.
It's all about that. Now, the phone number again to call them, it's 480-316-7862. They make things better when things go bad. What else you want to talk about today for the?
Well, Carol, we were talking about this goal planning survey, which is basically a fact-finding survey that we have.
We call it the GPS.
I love that, and we're going to do it as a giveaway.
That's right.
We're going to do that. So here's what we did one of the last couple times that they were on. They created, it's called a goal planning survey. It's a mapping for your financial future. And we're talking about protection. We're talking about, maybe your education, your investments, all sorts of things that you need to make sure that you're covered with. And this is called a GPS. It's a goal planning survey. And it's basically very expensive for normally, but we're going to offer it for everybody out there. Go ahead.
Absolutely, no charge whatsoever for the GPS.
Right.
And that'll help you know where you are, know your goals, where you want to go, and whether you're going to make it or you're not going to make it, what adjustments you need to make.
A really good time is to call them now, especially when things are the way they are. There's so much uncertainty out there right now. This is what they need. You need to be able to sit down and talk to people who are experienced, and boy, do they have experience. And they take care of you. They took care of me. That number is 480-316-7862. Call in here and get this GPS goal planning survey. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. What do you want to leave them with at the break?
Well, what I want to tell them is you need this planning, because if you don't know where you're at now, you don't know where you're going later. And right now is the best time to do this. When things are down, it gives you time to think clearly and reevaluate your situation. Financially, your 401ks, your IRAs, your life insurance, all your insurance.
It's very comprehensive.
Very comprehensive.
It is, and I'm looking at it now, it's several pages long, and what I know about that with them is what they did with me, is they found out all that information, what it is, and by the way, you don't have to do everything, and that's what with you, I said, can I do a little bit at a time, and you said, sure, no problem.
Absolutely.
It's not about all doing it all at one time and forcing anything, it's all
think-
what
we
your
think-
needs.
We think of insurance as a portfolio. You need to have a portfolio of insurance products, and if there are budget constraints, then you get what you can now, and then you add to it later on.
It's perfect the way that they do it, and I loved it. The number to call them again direct, 480-316-7862. Call in here, get this GPS. It's a goal planning survey. Find out where you're gonna go, because you're gonna wanna know with them. That number is 602-277-5369. Call in here and get it today. So we're still live here, so I'm gonna kinda talk to you while they change around. We're gonna
Okay.
stay live on Facebook a little bit. So, when we sat down and talked, and I told you some of the different things that I'm looking to do, with all of these new things, if, let's say, somebody has had their house for
Now
a
listen
long
to these
time,
headphones,
and you're
because
talking
something
about
tells
the
me they're probably
possibility
gonna be a little bit loud, so just let me know if you'd like to
possibility of
adjust
doing
your
a
unit.
mortgage insurance, let's say, they've already had their house, or they've been paying off it. Is there a right time to call you on that?
Well, the best time is right away. Because you get a lower price because you're younger and healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Always sooner the better.
Right, right.
I'm silent, so I disappeared and you introduced the guests and.
I will do so.
away
I
you
will
go.
do so. So you see how we do it? Pretty easy.
Is that okay? All right, very good.
Okay, pretty easy, pretty simple, just a kind of back and forth. Okay. Okay.
There you go, just right in front of you, great, thank you.
And afterwards, when we do the interview, now can hear his own moment, if you do that with us, then we could do one with you and him, one with us, all three, or whatever you
Yeah.
wanna do, okay? Well, you have come a long way in a very short time.
Slow start, strong
No,
finish.
but you're getting used to it.
Oh, yes.
And it's fun that you're, popping around in different places too, because it kind of gives you an idea of what other people do too.
Sure, oh, absolutely. And I've been listening to a lot of your radio, I've heard other folks, other shows,
Uh-huh.
and then other independent
Out of my
shows,
own head.
including Brian Kilmeade in the morning, and yes, yes.
I could be probably asking some things, but not putting me on the spot, but not putting me on the spot. So we coined you our real estate queen early on.
That's nice.
Strategic alliances with other professionals. You hear that, Javi?
Are you gonna
Yeah.
use your props now?
I'm gonna put one in front of her.
Real estate queen.
What does he not
Did I
have
call you
with him?
the what, the real estate queen?
Real estate queen of.
Where'd you pull that out of?
I bought that for her, for us to use for her.
Don't you just love Amazon?
I have Prime.
Anything, even a whiteboard, boom, like that, you can have it.
I had that on a Bravo, not Amazon.
I want to see it on Howard. I want to see it.
You gotta wear
Only
that
on
at work.
Friday nights.
So welcome back, everyone. We're networking with everybody and we're having a lot of fun while we're in here doing it. And we had a little quick change here while at the break. Havie and Howie have brought in with them their real estate queen, who is Tracy Preston. Tracy, welcome to the show. Tell everybody, a little bit about yourself and why you're a part of their group.
Thank you very much for having me. So I am a real estate agent here in the Valley. I've been licensed since 2005, so I've been doing this for a little over 15 years. And I am an Arizona native. And I work with them because I love what they have to offer as far as products and then how well they get to know their clients and the personal touch that they put on it. They really do care about their clients.
Well, you know what, I agree. I totally agree, because I have had the opportunity to work with them one-on-one with myself, not just having them here on the show, and I've had that, and it's been an awesome experience so far. What I wanted to talk about too, though, is that with people, the real estate market, it's hot. It's hot.
Very hot.
And no matter what, it doesn't matter. I mean, COVID or no COVID, life is still going on around that.
Yeah.
And part of it is that we do have an economy, and part of the biggest part of our economy obviously is real estate.
Yeah, we have a great economy here for real estate. We have people moving here every day, businesses moving here. We have been, for the last 4 consecutive years, the fastest growing county in the U.S. So it's hot. We did see a slight pause in the market when COVID first hit because of the uncertainty, but it picked right back up within a month or two.
Right. People are just, they're moving around it, basically, right?
Yes.
Now, okay, so having a mortgage insurance, I'm sure that now since you work with them, every time you sell a home or help them with that, I'm assuming that you also tell them how important it is for them to have that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I was just in a signing not too long ago, and they were asking the title agent about if something happened to their significant other, would it be covered? And a lot of people have the misconception that title insurance will cover that. or you know, and to clarify.
Or the homeowner's policy. That's for the building itself, not for the life of the borrower.
Yeah, yeah, and to clarify too, you'll also hear mortgage insurance, and some people have mortgage insurance in their loan, in their mortgage. And don't confuse that, with that mortgage insurance is to insure the lender, to insure them that, you know, on the property. But that is not mortgage insurance for you if something happens to you or your significant other.
Isn't that usually called PMI?
Yes, it's primary mortgage insurance, but,
Because their loan's bigger than what they could qualify, and they had to use special PMI to cover that?
well, normally if you don't have about 20% equity, a lot of times the lender will require mortgage insurance. So, that's what that's for, to cover the property, but that is very, very different. And most people do not know that they can get mortgage insurance to cover if something does happen.
I don't think people think about it.
No.
And they
don't.
think they already have insurance or life insurance, their own or whatever they already had,
Right.
but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's to protect that part of it. So that's where maybe a second opinion might
That's
come
right.
in. Let's talk about
Absolutely.
that.
Well, people might have the old type of insurance, they have to die. Ours has living benefits, you don't have to die. You can have a critical illness, like a heart attack or cancer or stroke, and get money up front to keep the mortgage payments being paid, and also put food on the table and pay your utilities.
When I heard about this, it's life insurance with living benefits.
That's right.
And when I heard about that, I was like, wow, I'm a single person. I've worked hard for many, many years. And I was trying to think of how could I make sure that my children are okay and be able to have money for them. God forbid something does happen to me. And this was a perfect a way of being able, God forbid something happens, they will be able to also still keep on going because the bills will be taken care of.
And as you found out yourself, Carol, it's very affordable.
Unbelievably affordable. It really is. Now, when people talk to you a little bit about the mortgage and they're thinking, oh, you know what, I'm insured this, that, and the other thing. It's just another thing. They feel like, you know, you're trying to add on. What do you talk when you talk to your people? What do you say?
You know, well, it may be another thing that is added on, but the value you get for it, I mean, it really, like you said, is not that much.
Right.
And the value and the peace of mind knowing that you're taken care of or your family is taken care of. And you just, there's no dollar amount for that, right? Knowing that you're in good hands and that you're being taken care of. and
Well,
that you
God
have-
forbid, let's say somebody didn't have it and their spouse died and something happened with the mortgage. What could happen?
Well, if they get to a point where they can't make their mortgage payment because the primary breadwinner has passed away, I mean, they could possibly be looking at foreclosure. You don't make your payment, and the banks don't like that very much because they have to make it for you to the investors behind the loan, and it needs to be made. So you could lose your home.
They do second opinions for anyone who may have the old type. That's
right.
There's a new type and there's also a newer type.
That's right.
So like all three.
Well, adding to what Tracy just said, 68% of people who have a breadwinner that dies, 68% of those people lose their homes in 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they don't have enough life insurance.
And that's a problem. I mean, I think a lot of people today don't realize that we didn't count on it, of what was going to happen. A lot of people are in debt already, so they don't have the money for it. And so many things happen. Illness is probably the number one, right?
That's right, it is.
Absolutely.
Heart attack, cancer, that can be devastating financially.
We've got our lines open here for everyone to get their GPS. It's a goal planning survey. Listen to this information, guys. It's really important for you. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone that you know. We were just sitting here before the show, and we just happened to talk about it. And one of my guests said, hey, I have a question about that. And this is what I love about the show. When you're listening to these things out here, it perks up your little brain there to say, hey, this might be a good idea. They do free consultations with people. You can call them direct. Their phone number is 480-316-7862. They do say that they make things better when things go bad. You can also call here, get our the GPS. It's a goal planning survey. They've been doing this for over 35 years. The number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. What else?
Oh, you in there?
Yeah, you get
Okay,
it.
so before we say goodbye, I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July.
Yeah.
And may God continue to bless America and help us heal. as a
You know what? I
nation.
want to talk a little bit about that, okay? Because I've got a few more minutes to just close it out. Here's one thing I know about you, too, just you personally, you and Havie. I haven't gotten to know the Queen yet too much, but I will say this. Yeah, you didn't put your little tiara there on, but you are all about our country, our
Absolutely.
people, and I want to talk about that. We're going to leave off the show with this right now. Your heart is with your country. Your heart is with our people here and helping people the best that you can.
Absolutely.
Right? And both of you have been doing that for a long time for everybody out there. This information that they're getting out to you guys is so important. One of the things that I don't want to not say this time is about how we talk about your casserole that you bring, because let's say it. You got to say it.
Okay, so if something happens to you, do you want me to bring you a casserole or do you want me to bring you a check?
Yeah, I mean, guys, listen to this. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about here. It's all about money. It's all about feeling good about being able to sleep at night, knowing that you are taken care of. It's not when you're taken care of, that means you're taking care of your family as well. And that's what I also love about you, too. You're very family oriented. I know that you are. I know that I think Howie is. I haven't met too much about more about him, but I do know that you guys are, and you're all about helping our fellow Americans out there. It doesn't matter what you think or what you don't think. Right now, the information that you're getting here is so important for everyone. I love the information that I got. They helped me with it. Call in here and get that GPS. It's a goal planning survey. When you sit down and you talk with them, do you meet with everybody like you did with me? Because you know, we're really nice. We met outside. Go ahead.
Yes, I do. I try to. Yeah, because I make it very personal because it's a personal situation.
Absolutely.
You're unique.
Yes.
I have to make sure I help you correctly.
And you know what? I'm not just unique because I have a radio show. I am unique, and so is everybody out there.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
all have our own personal things that are going on, and everybody's got a different story. Right now, if you are looking into buying a home, especially, please make sure that you have that mortgage insurance. That you make sure that you're taken care of for that, and to understand exactly what it means. You can, when you talk to people, do you do consultations with them as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to know with your buyers and sellers exactly what they need. Everybody's an individual and has their own needs.
Now, the number to call them direct, it is 480-316-7862. I'm going to leave the lines open here for throughout the rest of the show to get the GPS. It's a goal planning survey. I had mine done, and we're almost done with it. The number to call here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100.
And-
Now leave them with what you want to say.
And there are operators standing by.
Operators are standing by. Plus, say God bless America.
God bless America.
Guys,
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. We're going to come back and talk to someone else now, but our number here to call in for this is area code 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Their operators are standing by to help at 480-316-7862.
Good job.